California or Indonesia, the best coffees in the world are all volcanic mountain coffee. And the entire island is rich volcanic soil, but we only grow coffee right here for 20 miles along the side of this mountain. And that's because everywhere else is either way too wet, Hilo side gets over 200 inches of rain, or it's way, way, way too dry, 12 miles in either direction. Only counted 8 days that it's rained all day long. So sunny morning, cloudy afternoon, 4 o'clock rain, perfect for the coffee. If you like tropical fruit, one of the reasons Hawaii is mangoes and for the farm. And all of the 65,000 coffee trees on this farm come from the seeds of these trees. Okay? Now this is why coffee is such a headache. Notice, even in the same area, the bean size is very different. And this is because most trees flower once. If coffee would flower once in the spring and all the beans came out at the same time, 6 months later harvesting would be very easy. A fruit. Not a fruit that we eat, but when we peel off the red skin, there are almost always 2 beans. And it is coated in a very sticky substance, which is the fruit. And I wish I had some, because if you taste it, you would notice it tastes very sweet. And that is the problem. It is too dry in the sun. And it dries in the sun for about 4 or 5 days. And while it is drying, of course, when there is lots of coffee especially, it has to be raked, turned over to make sure
有個 track 可以 move 個 roof 過嚟。
A lot of people use our coffee, but we don't sell it.
原來呢度係 Pete's Coffee 啲 bean 嚟嘅。
We prepared it. We just freshly roasted and so on. Yeah. Fuller tree with more beans, and of course you don't want them to get too tall. Then it becomes difficult for the pickers too. So as you drive along the road, you'll notice most of the trees are about 2 meters. The red ones. That's why by the afternoon of my one day of picking, I wanted to strangle them.
You can distinguish actually in the color which one to pick.
The red one.
Indeed. So that's quite easy.
Just by color. Yeah. And that's why they call them coffee. So the right side, then they're looking for upgrade.
呢個 Aloha flower 叫咩名嘅
？Mary.
There's a whole family that live in this tree. This is only about a year old. His father, Carl, is the king of the tree and been in there for about 4 years. They're territorial.
Do they bite?
No, they have no teeth. They have a long tongue that comes out and eats the bugs in the tree. This is a female, and we can tell because the males have 3 horns on their head.
哎呀，我哋而家係哎呀 coffee farm 啊，得咧。
Limited only to the region. So we have, when the other islands lost the sugar industry, they started planting coffee. So the seeds would have come from us. So Asia, Europe, some parts in the United States that are doing a lot of blends for the espresso market will use that other coffee they call Robusta. That even that, we don't irrigate. 85% of our farmers don't irrigate. Yeah, like this are all
呢啲係咪 lava?
all that.
So that's where the nutrition comes from.
Yeah. We only fertilize 3 times a week, 3 times a year. See all those bunch of seedlings? Those are the rejects that we just throw out, and they are now starting to make seedlings. So there's a farmer that wants to pull them and put them into a growing bag, because each of these trees, a foot lower than that to sell to the farmers, is about $2.50 or $3. Last time I walked this field, but this time when we split the company, I said, okay, let me walk the farm. So I walk from there all the way.
When you say split the company, you mean Bayville got split?
No, babe.
好多雞啊！ I love chicken. Yeah.
Coffee, if it matures properly, it's like that inside, and then it will split. That's basic. Whether it's Robusta or Arabica. But sometimes when there is stress, they want it packed, so the farmers gain. Now, if I have a farmer that did the first phase and they sell me what they call parchment coffee, this is now $8.75 a pound. Go through the blower, allowing the beans. What it is really is because coffee has 3 coatings: the red skin, the parchment skin, and this film here they call pergamino. See? The tiny. Okay? Like peanuts, it has 3. So that unit there will allow these beans to rub against each other to become what they call green coffee. So in the process is, we take all the beans from the blower to the unit here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screens from the largest to the smallest. So when it comes through here...
Also, this blower separate the grade?
No, this is a classifier. The blower takes out the pergamino, allowing them to rub against each other. We need it clean when it gets here. So this here will separate them by size. So the beans that split in half for Kona will have 4 grades. The highest grade is extra fancy, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, and that's the lowest grade. If they are blenders, they will ask for number 1 or prime. If you're buying 100% Kona coffee, period.
Extra fancy.
Okay, extra fancy, you expect to pay 5 minutes from here. One of our buyers are selling our coffee extra fancy at $35 a pound, and you're in Kona 5 minutes from here. So, in the mainland, I know that Pete's is selling coffee mixed with, they call it Kona blend, mixed with the number 1. They're selling it for $29 a pound, and that's a blend. 10% of this, which is the 3rd grade machine, because the machine is only concerned of the size of the bean. So you might have large beans, but they're nicks, but that will accept it because that is concerned only of the size, whatever goes to the screen. This here will feel the weight of that particular bean, the density, and separates the right one from the others. Before see the beans jumping, the good beans will never roll down because of the density. And only the right grade of what he's running now will go to that side because it's heavy. And if they're tiny and they have a little nick, it takes out a certain weight, they will flow here. He will downgrade this to the next grade from what he is doing now, but he won't accept it and put it here. He will rerun it and clean it. And they don't taste the same because of the amount of imperfections. The more imperfections, the darker the roast. A little scratch to the coffee. These are good looking coffees except that they don't have no density. And yeah, we rerun this from the extra fancy, I think, yeah. But this